In the world of football, stats don't care about your feelings. We delve deep to uncover the truth. So deep, we're in the basement. Brought to you by two friends, your hosts, Brandon Rogozinski and Noah Massio. Welcome to Takes from the Basement.
Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 4, Takes from the Basement. I'm your guy, Noah Massio. Right here, I got my partner in crime,
Brandon Rogozinski.
That's right. And you know what, Brandon? I want to tell you, son. You're one of my best friends in the world, bro.
Oh, I love you too, man.
I got so much love for you, but I'll tell you where I'm not going to have love for you. I'm the softball diamond in a few weeks.
Yeah, well, we're gonna be a big rivalry here.
I want to break this down for everybody because we're definitely going to have some footage of this. So, I'm on a softball team. And Rogo, you know, he assembled a whole softball team as well with a lot of people who I'm very close with and good friends.
Yeah.
But there's not going to be any mercy on the diamond, and I'm really looking forward to all the shit talk.
We've already started that. Yeah.
There's some people on your
great.
team I've just been badgering. I'm not the best at softball, but there's people on your team I'm going to humiliate.
Yeah, when we bring all our friends together, it's a good time.
It is a good time.
You know what? We're gonna.
Hey, I'll be hanging out with you guys, having a
diamond.
beer in the pregame. I'll have a beer with you guys after the game, after I beat you, after my team beats you, and it's a doubleheader format.
And Noah is the pitcher for his team.
I am the
so
pitcher
I'm looking forward to facing him in the box.
I will say one thing: Rogo is one of the only people on the other team I am afraid of, and his little brother Chandler Rogo. When you got both Rogo brothers on a team, it's a little scary and a little intimidating. But I'll tell you what. It's going to be a lot of fun.
The brothers Rogo.
And my team is going to win.
Yep.
Doubleheader. I want us to play opening night. That'd be awesome.
I'm going to try to get that set up through the league.
Yep.
And hopefully that happens because that's all I'm looking forward
and
to.
We'll have camera people there recording it. We'll do a montage. We'll have it on we'll have it on the channel. You guys will be able to see that.
My goal is to take you deep first at bat.
I know I probably can't strike you out. It's hard enough to do that anyways. I'll be striking out some people on your team, but you're not going to take me deep. You're going to be popping up to shallow.
All right,
Maybe a deep fly out is going to be the best thing you see. Yeah.
We'll see in a month.
All right.
We're ready, though.
I'm looking forward to that.
My team's prepared. Let's go. Can't wait.
You guys are going to need a lot more batting practice, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
As will you.
You guys are a lot of
You didn't do too
whiffers.
hot last season.
Hey, once I had you put me in the bottom of the lineup where there was no pressure, I was swinging away. But, hey, my goal on my team isn't to be the big hitter. You know that. Plus, also, who's your pitcher?
We'll get to that.
Yeah,
a
don't
little
worry.
bit
I might
later
just stand there
on.
and take
We
a
have
walk
some-
every time.
We
Don't
have
worry
some
about it.
decisions to be made, but we'll get it all figured out come time.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's a shame we couldn't franchise tag you and be on our team because you played a little bit for us last season. I wish we could have franchise tagged you. But, hey, you were a free agent. You went to our new team. But on the topic of franchise tags, I think we need to get into that.
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right. What do you got for us today, Rogo?
So, some big news with the franchise tag. We're a little late covering this, but we have some names who were tagged. The deadline has already passed. It was March 9th, and Chris Godwin was tagged.
Yep, we talked about him a little bit last week, saying he was willing to do it, and like I said, I admire that. He wants to keep that team together.
Probably the number one wide receiver who was available this offseason is now going back to Tampa Bay.
Hey, I would argue and say, close to it, but Kenny Galladay's still my guy.
You think
number
Kenny
one.
Galladay's over Chris Godwin? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, that's debatable.
They both have a little bit of injuries this past season, so maybe we just got to wait and see on that one. But, yeah, I'd say Kenny Gallaudet.
Another big name that was tagged is Allen Robinson, who will stay with the Bears.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of some drama going on over there in Chicago. Allen Robinson, he's made it evident he didn't want to be franchise tagged.
No,
I don't blame him. He's being held against his will at this point. It is what it is. It's the name of the game, but he's willing to hold out right now.
He is willing to hold out. He doesn't like the quarterback situation in Chicago, and he just wants to win.
And you know what? There might be something happening that could change that and make him a very, very happy wide receiver. We're going to cover that later, though.
We are. We have some other players who were tagged. We have Brandon Scherf, offensive lineman from Washington. We have Taylor Morton, I believe is an offensive line as well. Cam Robinson, Leonard Williams, and Marcus Williams were also tagged, all on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, big names.
So, keeping that defense strong is important, and these teams are doing so, keeping these players around.
Especially to quickly go back to Chris Godwin. We're seeing Tampa Bay. They are not going to look very different next year.
Oh, no.
There was a lot of concerns, but they are getting it done. We even saw the GOAT himself, Tom Brady, restructure his deal. And he's going to be playing for the next few years under contract, by the way, guys. He's going to be playing until he's 78 years old.
We'll be talking about that a little later as well.
Correct.
And now we have players who were untagged. The biggest to mention is Kenny Gallaudet.
Yup, my guy.
Stud wide receiver, big, tall, athletic guy. He's gonna make some team really good.
And you know what? I just want him out of the NFC North.
Yeah.
I'm a Vikings fan. Get him out of the NFC North, but I want to see him go somewhere where he could be happy and really produce.
Absolutely. I love Kenny Gallaudet. He's a fun player to watch. And you know what? The Miami Dolphins are heavily interested in his services, and they really need that wide receiver one. So I am rooting for Kenny Gallaudet to go to Miami.
Hey, we've been talking about the past few weeks. The AFC East is going to be such a fun division to watch next year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this past season wasn't too much to rave about. I mean, the Dolphins look pretty good.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Bills. Patriots didn't look that great. Jets obviously look terrible. But it's not going to be like the NFC East where you literally hate watching these teams playing games. The AFC East is going to be super sporadic this year. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a lot of fun to see.
Oh, I like that division a lot. Every team is looking to upgrade, and there's teams in that division with a lot of cap room coming
A
up.
lot of cap room coming up, yep.
So that's going to be exciting. They're going to build some better teams to compete with the Bills and Miami at the top. So
Hey.
the Patriots and the Jets, look
Yeah.
out.
We all know it. Money talks, and some of these teams in that division have a ton of money willing to go.
Yes,
We'll talk about
their
that
time's
later.
coming. And there's some other names who were not tagged. We have Aaron Jones, the stud running back from Green Bay. Chris Carson, keeping it with the running backs in Seattle, was not tagged. On our list here, we have Juju Smith-Schuster, of course, not tagged.
Yeah.
And Bud Dupree, sticking with the Steelers, was not tagged.
Especially after seeing Big Ben restructure his deal, take a bit of a pay cut.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see what are they going to do to kind of make it up to him. Like, hey, you're doing something to help the team. Now let the team help you. Let's give you some pieces. Let's give some guys some money. What are they? Where are they going
They
to
definitely
allocate
need
that
to add
money?
more weapons,
Yeah.
and we're going to see what they end up doing. But you
This
know what?
offseason has been insane so far.
Oh God,
the
it's
offseason
only
hasn't
March,
even really
and
started.
we're already getting into this. And from here on out, it's gonna be a blast.
This is the calm before the storm, and this week wasn't even that calm. We saw a lot of stuff happen.
A lot of stuff. And also some big name tight ends were not tagged. Hunter Henry of the Chargers and Jonnu Smith of the Titans. Two very gifted talents
I'm a big
at the
Jonnu
tight end
Smith
position.
fan. I'm a big Jonnu Smith fan.
Jonnu Smith, he was running the ball. He was doing all kinds of stuff for the Titans, and he really was a playmaker for that team. And I'm actually surprised they let him go.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if he doesn't end up trying to re-sign with them, if they could work out a deal, whenever I think of a free agent tight end and what team needs him the most, I'm always going to think the New England Patriots. I think they would be able to utilize him to his fullest potential, especially, with Cam Newton re-signing. They're going to have to give him more of a safety blanket. Like you see with more young quarterbacks, they love to hit their tight end.
Yeah.
Maybe with an older quarterback who's not looking too good, he'd be able to hit him too. I mean, hey, we saw him with his boy Greg Olson, who might not be the biggest Cam Newton fan after we saw that retirement speech
poor
earlier
guy.
this week. Yeah, he bailed it out. He said,
Afterwards.
just heat of the moment, forgot to mention Cam Newton. It was a little awkward, and everybody did notice. But, maybe Cam Newton, get him a good tight end in free agency. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, the Patriots are definitely going to be looking for it. Talked about Kyle Rudolph wanting to go there.
Yep.
So, yeah, I could definitely see them landing one of these guys for their team.
You don't think Johnny would require a little more money than Kyle Rudolph? Obviously. He's younger.
Yeah, definitely.
Way higher
He had a
ceiling
lot
at
of
this
touchdowns.
moment. Yeah.
Jonnu Smith.
But the Patriots, they love to make really smart financial moves.
Of course.
I think Kyle Rudolph might be more practical, but I think I would like to see Jonnu Smith more in the New England Patriots offense.
Yep. I agree with you. And we have other names to mention here. Defensive side of the ball, we have Carl Lawson was untagged. Hassan Reddick, who had 12.5 sacks last season for the Cardinals. Big name.
Yeah.
Who's available. Joe Tooney of the Panthers. Shaquille Griffin and Romeo Aguara.
Ooh, Romeo Laguardia.
Say
Somebody
that
sign
9 times
him.
fast.
Somebody got to sign him.
Yeah.
He'll be playing somewhere.
These guys will find a home. We just don't know where.
Hey, star-crossed lovers, Romeo is looking for his Juliet, and there is a team out there that is willing to be that for him.
I agree, man. So Dak Prescott, we had talked about him.
There was a lot of potential for him to get franchise tagged for a second time.
Yeah.
Instead, you know what? Jerry Jones said, you know who I am. I think it's time I pull out the wallet.
Oof. Bring that money to the table.
He ripped out the wallet, and he even said afterwards, they were all celebrating a bit and very excited about the contract that they negotiated. 4 years, 140-something mil, right?
For Dak Prescott?
Yeah.
Actually, it was 4 years, $160 million.
$160 million. I was off by a lot of millions.
Just
But
a
Jerry
bit.
Jones even said after, he said, you know, if I'm going to be taken advantage by anybody, I'm glad it's this guy, Dak Prescott. And I thought that was kind of cool to see.
Yeah, I mean, we've known for a long time the Cowboys really like Dak Prescott, and they've just trusted him to be that guy for them. And after he had that injury, there was, concerns what's going to happen next. But you know what? They realize he is the best bet to be the quarterback of their franchise. And I don't see why not,
Think about it. Who was the quarterback before Dak Prescott? Tony Romo.
Tony Romo, yeah.
And how long was he the quarterback before that? They love these homegrown guys.
They do.
That take over the most important position in football and can lead that team in that position for years. I mean,
yeah.
if you were to put me in that position as the owner, GM, whatever of the Cowboys and say, hey, you got to give money to Zeke or Dak, I'm taking Dak.
You take Dak
8
all
days
day,
of the week.
especially after Zeke's performance last season.
Disappointing, to say the least.
Very.
To say the least. I get it, your
Feels like
quarterback
he
wasn't there
in
for
it.
a lot of it, but yeah.
He just
Running, hey, my catchphrase, and you're going to hear me say this a lot, I've already said it a lot on this podcast, running backs are not valued as much as they used to be.
They're not. Easily replaceable.
Yep. Le'Veon Bell sat out a season. What's he been up to since?
Oh, you know what Le'Veon Bell's up to? As a matter of fact, I hear this guy has 6 different baby mamas.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
We
So
just
that's
dropped a
insane.
nuke on the podcast. I'm still a big Le'Veon Bell fan. This guy, on the other hand, I don't know. I mean, I don't
He's
have
busy
any.
doing
I don't have
other
any baby
things,
mamas, so I can't speak.
Le'Veon, you need to get your head in the game there, guy.
I think he should finally put out that rap album he's been trying to work towards for the past few years.
Well, as we know, he loves to rap.
Hey, Le'Veon Bell, if I shout you out on here, maybe someday we could collab on a track. That would be pretty
Let's
sick.
get together, Le'Veon, if you're watching this.
I think Rogo might have to make a diss track, actually. That's the way it's kind of leaning towards.
So, anyways, going back to the Dak Prescott contract, he is going to get a $66 million signing bonus. $126 million is guaranteed. $95 million guaranteed at the signing. And a potential opt-out in 2024, which would bring the deal to a 3-year, $126 million contract.
That's very well-rounded. It works out for all parties. And it could save them a lot by the year 2024.
I'd love to see Dallas get back in the playoff hunt
It's exciting when they are.
and take
It
control
is.
of that division.
I mean, when you think about American football, you got to think about the Cowboys.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
America's team. Yeah.
America's team.
Everybody's rooting. Not me, though.
Me either.
But, hey, Cowboys, I'm glad we have a team. It's supposed to be ours, represent the country.
Hey, well, I mean, I would still argue I think the Patriots should be more for the people. I mean,
Yeah.
especially we live in
they're
New
also popular.
We live in New England, so it's a
Yeah.
little biased. But actually, that's the reason I never was a Patriots fan. Growing up, everybody here was a Patriots fan or a Giants
Right.
fan living in Connecticut.
They were easy to root for, but also they were hated by so many for their
The
success.
fact we knew you'd go to school, you'd see everybody wearing a Tom Brady jersey or a Randy Moss Patriots jersey. Everybody liked the Patriots. I wanted to be a little different.
Yeah.
I remember when I was real young, I was a big Michael Vick fan, had the Falcons jersey and everything. After, his whole drama and everything, it really hurt me, and I stopped being this guy with the jersey, stopped being a fan. And then eventually, a year or two later, I saw the Vikings, and I was like, their jerseys are sick. And the next thing you know, I was just watching them every week and just rooting for them. Became a big Vikings fan.
So a little short story for you now, though.
All right, yeah. I love story time.
So when I got into the whole football ordeal, my favorite player was Chad Johnson.
Wow.
And I know you obviously don't like him, so I hear.
Not a big fan, but that's fine.
But
that's
back
fine.
in the day, I did buy a Chad Johnson Bengals jersey, and that was the team I was rooting for.
I
at the
never
start of
knew
all
this.
Yeah.
Wow, we're having a confession on the
Yeah,
podcast.
confessing up. Yep.
I never
and
knew
then
this.
obviously when Chad Johnson kind of died down and the Bengals obviously stunk, probably the Steelers beat him too many times, and I turned into a Steeler fan. And it's been that way ever since. So going back to middle school, that's when I got involved in the game of football, and I'm happy to be a Steeler fan, but I just want to let you know I was, in fact, a rival Bengal fan.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Never knew that.
Yeah.
Wow. There's more layers to you too. We're gonna be uncovering
Oh
each
yeah,
week on this show.
it'll come out. It'll come out.
Quick, Mark McGuire or Sammy Sosa? Don't answer
McGuire, Oakland A's.
that. Yeah, I was
My
always
team.
I was a big Sammy Sosa guy. My brother was a big Mark McGuire guy.
Sosa had the hop though. You know?
I had like his picture on my wall and everything. It was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, great
Big
players.
fan, big fan. Actually, I did like Mark McGuire too, but as a kid, all my sports heroes ended up being scumbags.
Oh,
Sammy
Jesus,
Sosa,
poor
Mark
guys.
McGuire, Michael Vick.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus.
Hey, everybody has an incident, and nobody's perfect, as we know.
Nobody's perfect. Never meet your heroes.
Never. It's never a good idea.
All right, I'm dragging us off topic. Let's get back to it.
Yeah, let's talk. We're going to get into the most available cap space. There's 5 teams on this list who are at the top.
Top 5 teams.
And this first one really excites me because they have probably Trevor Lawrence coming in. The Jacksonville Jaguars are in prime position to get some big-name players.
They have so much money.
Yes.
They could pick the spots that they want to build around now. Especially, I don't know how many moves they'll make before the draft, but after the draft, when they have a better idea of where they want the direction of the team to go.
Yeah.
Man, because we've seen them let go so many good players.
So many players, and I know that they're going to make this money count. They will make some splashes.
It'll be exciting, especially in a division of so much uncertainty. I mean, we go back to episode 1 of our podcast where we're talking about the AFC South. I mean, the Titans are supposed to run it. Colts could be interesting. Texans were good not that long ago and could be good again under new management. But, man, imagine now the Jaguars could be competitive again for the first time since 2017.
Yeah, I like the Jaguars. I love their jerseys. I just love the Florida vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just
play
love
loose.
that team. Yeah. You know, when they broke out a couple years back, everybody never saw that coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The AFC Championship.
Yes.
I think they should have beat the Patriots that game. They were
close.
There was a baloney call
Yeah.
where Miles Jack recovered a fumble, brought it to the house. They blew
They
the
called
play
it back,
dead.
right? Yeah.
They blew the play
Oh, I
dead. Couldn't
remember
even
that.
overturn it. I just remember seeing the image of Blake Bortles when he knew the game was over with a tear down his eye. Man, I
close.
felt for him,
Yeah.
man. That
Of
should have been the
course.
Jaguars.
And of course, I was rooting against New England.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, when you live in New England, if you're not a New England fan, you want to see them lose. It's just how it is. No offense to the Patriots.
You know, Tom Brady was obviously the quarterback there, and he's been so good his whole career that you almost root for his downfall. Just to see other teams succeed.
No, honestly, I'm the opposite. I root against the Patriots. I love Tom Brady.
Now that he's out of New England, I'm a Tom Brady guy. Sure.
Fair enough. I mean, hey, I was at the game where he had his 1,000th rush yard.
Yeah.
Beat the Vikings, but had his 1,000th career rush yard. I remember when they said the stat over the speakers, I said, wow, I just got to see Tom Brady in his, 17th season or 18th season get his 1,000th rush yard. That's pretty cool.
And yeah, that's awesome, dude. That's exciting to see. I
got
would
to see
love
him a
to
few
see
times,
records
and,
be
you know,
broken at games.
I've seen 3 or 4 Patriots games in person.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's never had a bad game.
Never.
First game we went to, opening drive, it was a Thursday night game against the Dolphins. Opening drive, 37-yard touchdown to Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah.
He ended up having 2 touchdowns that game. That was a
Beast.
game Deion Lewis was doing good too. I just remember wow, you
Well,
see it
guess
so much on
what?
TV. My first NFL game to go to, I'm just seeing the GOAT at work.
That's awesome. But guess what? I have never been to an NFL game. I hate to break it to you on the show here,
Wow.
but this is something on my bucket list. Maybe this season it'll
You've never
happen.
been to a game.
Maybe we'll have to go.
I mean, the second there's COVID restrictions lifted and they say we can, bro, go. I'm taking you to
Let's
a game,
go to
bro.
a damn game, dude.
I'm taking you to at least It's a
I
couple
need
hours.
to break that barrier.
I'll drive us. It's a few hour drive.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Very
take you
close.
to at least a New York Jets game.
Something.
Dude,
Anything.
I'll tell you what. I've been to a few Jets games, and they've been bad at all the times I've gone.
Yeah.
But the atmosphere, because I mean, New Jersey's kind of not the greatest, but the atmosphere at Jets games is a lot of fun. Fans are cool for the most part.
Yeah.
I went to a Vikings Jets game a few years ago. I brought my father. We were in Vikings gear, and there were some Jets fans in front of us talking a little bit of shit, but all out good fun. They all left by the time the fourth quarter rolled around because they were getting stopped.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a lot of fun just to be at an NFL game.
Yeah, I love sports venues and it's definitely
Dude, we're gonna
exciting.
go.
I want to get there for sure.
If there's a possibility of us go, even if we have to fly down to Florida.
Florida, huh?
During the NFL season. I know Mike Snicky would like to come with us.
He's a
Our
traveler
video guy.
dude.
He loves going to Florida.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be the only place where, if any team's going to let you go and view a game in person, it's going to be down Florida.
Yeah.
I think we'd have to go. And maybe it'd have to be a
love it.
Tampa Bay game. Because your brother is a diehard Bucks fan.
He is.
Have been for a very long time.
I'm happy for him.
And I'd like to see Tom Brady one more time. Why not?
Yes.
All right, that's going to have to be a
Let's
whole
go.
special for a whole special episode
When
of
we
us
make
just
that happen, you'll
taking
know
it down,
about it.
Taking it down to Florida.
For sure.
Tampa Bay.
So let's go back to this most cap space list.
Yes.
We're talking about the Patriots, and guess who shows up number 2 on the list?
The New England Patriots.
New England Patriots. Yeah. We have the Jets, the Chargers, and the Colts.
The Jets are the most exciting.
Rounding out the top 5.
The Jets are going for a new look with a new manager, new coach.
Mm-hmm. You love the Jets.
I love the Jets, especially right now. I think they're really going to turn it around. If we're going to see, mark my words, we will see a big splash in the free agency coming from the New York Jets.
I don't know. I just don't feel that way about the New York Jets. I don't.
It's easy not to. They've been bad for a while. But when's the last time they had good management? Probably 2009, 2010 when they were, or 2010, 2011 when they were in the championship games.
Yeah.
Steelers beat them in 2010.
Don't remind me.
The final outcome wasn't the best, but
I just think there's so many teams that are ahead of the Jets' schedule that are going to be able to land these players and make the trades they want to make. And I just don't see the Jets being that team. Sam Darnold's still there. Nobody wants him. San Francisco just said, we're not trading for him. So there goes Jimmy Garoppolo to the Jets,
they'd rather have
as you said.
Yeah, because they'd rather have Jimmy Garoppolo, who's going to play 3 to 4 games a season maybe this year when he gets injured again inevitably.
Sam Darnold missed time too.
I get it, but I mean, remember the Niners at the beginning of the season? There was that one game where they just lost, everybody.
Yeah, I mean...
Not to talk about the Niners, though. The Jets. They are a potential landing spot for one of the big free agents that you mentioned who did not get franchise tagged.
Who?
Aaron freaking Jones.
Really?
Imagine that.
I didn't hear anything about that.
Imagine Aaron Jones on the Jets. Why not?
Aaron Jones, please don't go to the Jets. Please don't make me look bad for talking bad on the Jets part here.
Hey,
But-
give a quarterback you don't trust. Give him a great run game and a decent defense, which they can make happen, especially with how much money they have
Yeah.
in the cap. Hey, Sam Darnold, I'm not giving up on him yet.
No, he's still talented. He just needs more time and a better coach. He's got a great coach coming in, Robert Saleh.
Yep.
Gase is gone. Congratulations.
Bye-bye, Gase. Man, that
That
guy's
was a
curse.
headache.
He must have a lot of just blackmail on people in the NFL.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
All right, we were just talking about Aaron Jones. And
Breaking news.
We just got the alert.
Yes.
He just signed back with the Packers 4 years, $48 million.
Jeez, what was he thinking going back to
We were
Green
getting
Bay?
so excited to see him go to a different team.
So excited. One of the biggest name on the running back market.
Yeah. It makes sense that they would do it. We kind of all expected it.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things we were kind of hoping he just wouldn't.
They were talking about getting a deal, and obviously he wasn't tagged, but they were able to come to terms on. Do you know details of the contract?
4 years, $48 million. I didn't see how much was
So
guaranteed.
$12 million a year.
We just got this news.
Yeah, this is special for us to be announcing on our show here. Pretty exciting.
Aaron Jones, damn, gonna be terrorizing the Vikings for 4 more years.
So maybe Aaron Rodgers will stick in town. Maybe he knows something we don't.
I don't see Aaron Rodgers going anywhere yet.
Yeah,
At
no,
least
he's a
one more
Packer
year.
for right now.
Yeah.
He's locked in.
Jordan
Jordan Love
Love
got time to grow.
Yeah, Jordan Love got time to grow, like Aaron Rodgers did behind Brett Favre. Hey, and hey, it worked out.
That's it.
Only one Super Bowl though.
Yeah. Good for Aaron Jones. I'm happy for him. He got his money. But you know what? There was a lot of other teams that probably wanted Aaron Jones.
Hey, Tampa Bay, I don't think they're bringing back Leonard Fournette. Imagine Aaron Jones and a Tampa Bay offense.
Oh
We
my
just
God.
saw.
They got enough weapons. Let's spread the wealth in the NFL here.
Agreed.
All right, so we were talking about the cap space. We basically covered all that. Now we're going to get into the cut list that's been forming.
Yeah, we
these
saw a
past
few cuts
couple
last
weeks.
week, but there's been more moves this week.
Yeah, so we have names like Casey Hayward, Trey Turner, John Brown. We have 2 offensive linemen from the Chiefs, which we'll get into.
Wow.
Big news.
Big news.
Mitchell Schwartz and Eric Fisher both cut. They were both banged up in the playoffs, and the Chiefs decided, you know what? We're going to get some new guys in here because if you guys aren't around, you guys can't stay healthy. We need Patrick Mahomes protected.
Is that what you took away from it?
That's what I took away from it.
What I took away from it personally was we don't got the money for you guys anymore. And, I mean, as I'm just saying, right after the next day, we saw Pat Mahomes restructure his contract.
Yes, he had a $21.7 million roster bonus, which was converted to a signing bonus. They'll be able to spread that money out through 4 years, and it'll save the team $17 million.
I'm telling you, all I see when I think about a move like that, cutting 2 good offensive linemen, I mean, hey, the Vikings better sign at least one of them.
Yeah,
we
we
could
all
use
want
anybody
them.
at this point. Throw me at offensive tackle, dude. Maybe I'll do a better job than some of these guys. But, man, Tampa Bay, Tom Brady. Tom Brady is a dynasty killer.
Yeah.
Look at this. He tried to end the Chiefs dynasty when he was still with the Patriots.
I
The
know.
last Patriots Super Bowl. Beat them in the championship game. It was questionable at the end, a stupid penalty, whatever. But he thought he killed the dynasty there. He was wrong.
He
They
was
won the
wrong.
next year. This year, he said, you know what? I'm coming with the knife for your throats, and I'm ending this dynasty now. Now we're seeing the repercussions. They're not going to be able to keep the same team around.
Nope.
Cut 2 really good offensive linemen. Eric Fisher was a former first overall pick.
Yeah, big name.
And now he's
available
gone.
now.
Tampa Bay, dude, Tampa Bay. Tom Brady's
Tampa
making
Bay,
sure that
yes.
he's the only name to talk about for the next years to come.
He made that clear with this contract extension. He's sticking around to torment the league.
Yep.
And all right, so we got some other names we're gonna get to here. Kyle Van Noy, who was rumored to be on the trade market. They weren't able to trade him, so they ended up cutting him. The Saints got rid of 3 players. Quan Alexander, who I believe they just traded for last season.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe he was battling injuries. So that's
The biggest thing is the Saints had no cap space.
And
They
no,
were so
they didn't.
far over. They're gutting the whole team.
they didn't. And you know what? If you're injured, it makes their decision that much easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's no room for questionable right now.
No, especially with this cap going down to,
Yeah.
I
It
believe,
dropped $18 million.
$16 million.
It dropped
Down
16
from last
million.
year. I believe it's
Yeah.
at 182.5 for this season.
And a big part of that
Million.
is attributed to the whole COVID. You know, teams weren't able to have any people in attendance, so you're losing a ton of money there.
Oh, yeah.
Concessions, ticket
Big
sales.
changes.
I mean, yeah, so we kind of saw something like that. We knew that it was going to happen now, but a year ago before all this, we didn't know that this was going to happen.
Right.
So it definitely, we're now finally starting to see the effects of it.
Yeah. And all these teams have to be under the cap come March 17th.
Wednesday.
Yeah, big free agency start. So by 4 p.m., the deadline to get under that cap.
I've never remembered being this into an off season before.
No.
It's crazy. I'm
Oh.
following everything.
Especially now that we're talking about it all,
Yeah.
it makes it so much more fun and realistic. And
I'm
we
feeling
are
like I'm
just,
a damn accountant thinking about all these numbers.
it is just awesome to talk about. And sticking with the Saints, Emmanuel Sanders was let go. Another guy who was injured. He's
Yep.
been like that for a
Good
while
veteran
now.
receiver. He'll find a new home.
Janoris Jenkins, who they recently traded for, he was also let go.
What is with the play of Janoris Jenkins? I mean, this dude
Can't find a
Jackrabbit.
home, I guess.
One of the best cornerbacks we've seen in the past decade. What's
Right.
happening? I mean,
Yeah.
the window is so small for top corners.
Yeah.
We've seen that. But
Mhm.
he could still be a starter somewhere.
Yeah, and then the Titans, got rid of Malcolm Butler and Kenny Vaccaro.
That surprised me. Both of those moves surprised me.
definitely. Yeah, big name, what are they, defensive backs, safeties?
Yeah, Kenny Vaccaro is a safety.
Yeah,
Malcolm
Butler.
obviously the corner.
We know all about
He's the one who
Malcolm
helped
Butler.
Tom Brady stick the knife in the Seahawks throat, ended their dynasty.
That's it.
Well, now, Rogo, I would really like to introduce our sponsor, Ajp Landscaping. You know this. We talk about it. We got the glasses. We got the hatses. We got our guy, Ajp.
The best.
He has a landscaping company that is happily serving Farmington, CT, and surrounding towns, offering landscaping maintenance and general landscaping. If you are interested in his services, which I highly recommend, and I think you should be using him, you should contact Anthony Palmisano at 860-478-7162. Or say you don't want to use your phone. That's fine. We are in the media age, the digital age. Hop on Facebook. I know you got one. Visit him at facebook.com/AJP Landscape for more details. Get that lawn taken care of. Take care of your grass. Take care of your hedges. Oh, we had a storm. A tree fell in your yard? Don't worry. We got you covered. AJP will take care of that tree. It's nothing.
That's an awesome way to kick off our next segment, Noah. Free agency. We have some deals already announced.
Correct.
And the biggest of all is Tom Brady.
It's always about Tommy.
Who else?
Who else would we be talking about? It's football. He
has
is
to come
football.
up. So he agrees to a 4-year extension that voids to a 1-year extension. He will be locked in Tampa Bay through 2022. The contract is for 2 years, $50 million. It'll pay out $41.75 million in 2021.
Yeah, it's a really smart deal to be made. You're locking up the GOAT, making sure he's not going right away, and if he is, hey, you're giving him all the incentive to want to stay as long as he feels comfortable.
Yeah, Tom Brady is 44 years old, and this guy really wants to play till he's 50, and this contract is going to allow him to potentially do that.
And it's even making it so that it's structured in a way so that they still have a lot of money to spend now.
It's just remarkable how they're able to work things out whenever Tom Brady is around. He finds a way to help the team and benefit himself.
Exactly.
So that contract is for $8.925 million in 2022. It will lower the cap to $9.75 million in 2021.
It's going to help them
and of course,
sign these guys.
Of course, there's always postseason incentives.
Ooh.
And we know he's going to be in that postseason because what else would he do?
Yeah. How are you going to stop him?
You can't.
The biggest threat to keep him out right now, we thought would have been the Saints because they swept them in the division series this past season.
Yeah.
The Saints beat them both games. Come the playoffs, it doesn't matter.
You know what?
Tom Brady in the playoffs makes Drew Brees in the playoffs look like a child.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, you know what? What I think is when they have these regular season matchups, I feel like the losing team benefits from that. They're able to look at the film. And they just take advantage of where they went wrong in those games, and then they act on it come time in the playoffs. And, this is a prime example.
Completely agree. Plus, I think about it as a game of odds. The Buccaneers were so good in the regular season. They didn't have many losses.
Nope.
2 of the losses were to the Saints. So what were the odds of the Saints beating them a third
That's so
time?
unlikely.
All week that week, I said, you know what? Because everybody I know, at least, was saying Saints, Saints, Saints.
Of course.
I said, you know what? Tampa Bay lost to the Saints twice this season. So, yeah, it'd be smart if you bet the Saints.
But
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
How stupid am I to go against Tom Brady?
In the playoffs.
I know better.
In the playoffs.
He's proven it time and time again.
We've been wanting to doubt Tom Brady for the past 5 or 6 seasons. Every year when he comes back, we're just like, no, not this year. Not this year. Too old now. Can't throw a deep ball. Deflategate happened. Everything. But he just keeps finding a way. If it wasn't for all the hate, he probably wouldn't be as good. He uses all of that to help him.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Saints, beating the Bucs 3 times in one season, 2 times in the regular season.
Would have been a great feat, but it's not. It did not happen. So, and that team is also making more moves. They have signed Levante David.
The OG has been killing it for the Bucs for years now.
He gets a 2-year, $25 million deal. one of the bigger names defensively. I believe he was number 14 on the free agent list in the top at his position.
Yeah.
Coming in for this
Absolutely.
free agency period. But
he's such an unsung hero. I mean, if you know football and you know Tampa Bay, you know Levante David. But
you do.
He does not get enough credit no matter what.
So, and I believe their next move is to talk to Shaq Barrett because they really want to keep him around too.
Oh my God! Yeah, you have to. You have to.
They already got Godwin. They got Brady. They got David.
I look at their young pieces too. Rookie Antoine Winfield Jr.
Everybody's stepping up.
Everybody. They might lose LeGarrette Blount.
Scotty
That's
Miller
the only
even looks
piece they might
appealing
lose.
next season.
Yeah, imagine.
You see this guy being compared to Tyreek Hill speed-wise.
Why not? The thing is, with the Buccaneers, the biggest problem they have is a good problem to have. Too many mouths to feed. Too many wide
mouths.
receivers.
Yep.
I love my
And
guy
they're
Mike
keeping it
Evans.
like that.
I love my guy Mike Evans. Now we got Chris Godwin coming back. And I was happy to see both of them win a Super Bowl, but nobody I was happier to see win than Levante David. He really deserved it.
They
He was
balled
the
their
team.
ass off in that Super Bowl.
They did.
Patrick Mahomes was under pressure almost every play.
All week leading up to the Super Bowl, I said, hey, the only way the Bucs could beat the Chiefs is if they pressure them the way they've been pressuring all these guys in the postseason. But I said it like, maybe it could happen.
Yeah.
Small chance. How are they going to do that? It's Pat Mahomes. Even if you rush him, he'll do a 360, run this way, that way.
He's
Throw
capable.
it sidearm while doing a front flip, and he'll find somebody open. And we
Crazy-
did see
crazy
him
talent.
almost do allow that.
He
It
did.
didn't matter because the defense was so well-rounded.
It just couldn't keep up.
The defensive backs were covering receivers and the tight ends so tightly
Yeah, dude.
that they couldn't extend the plays as much as they normally could against any other
We
team.
never saw the Chiefs
Yeah.
have to face that problem.
Never had to see that. It was
know?
it was new.
It was great. So actually, Levante David has made some history, Noah. Did you know that?
I love some history. Give me it.
So Levante David is now one of 2 players to achieve over 1,000 tackles, 20 sacks, and over 10 interceptions in his first 8 seasons. You know who is joining him on that list?
Is it another linebacker?
It is.
Ray Lewis?
Yeah,
Wow.
Ray Lewis, the one and only Baltimore Raven man.
That's great company to be in.
So Levante David, that is crazy stats. I didn't even know about that. This guy is really making a name for himself. And you know what? His totals right now are 1,125 tackles, 24 sacks, and 12 interceptions.
Yeah. When
in
you get a
8
linebacker
seasons.
who could come off, sack the quarterback, pressure the quarterback, hit the quarterback, but also could drop into the presence and
Making
and
it look
fucking
so
make an
easy.
interception. Wow.
I believe
Yeah.
he's only 31 years old. Still.
What else could you ask from a linebacker?
So he's the same age as J.J. Watt.
You tell a linebacker, hey, this play we want you to rush the quarterback and you're going to hit him. Next play, you're going to have to drop back in coverage. Maybe you get an interception. What else could you ask
12
for?
interceptions for a linebacker, dude.
Yeah,
That is remarkable.
that is. I literally had no
Crazy.
idea that you could compare him to Ray Lewis
Yeah, dude.
in that stance. Wow.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude. I love
Yeah.
hearing things like
And
that.
you know what? My favorite part about it is he's getting paid.
He is. He's getting that bag. And another guy who got a little deal to go to the Houston Texans. He goes by the name of Mark Ingram,
Mark
another
Ingram.
former Raven.
Yeah.
He gets a cheap 1-year, $3 million deal. And
Veteran discount at this point.
Yeah, they're just looking to add whoever possible to try to improve that team. We already saw them re-sign David Johnson. He's
Yeah.
going to stick around.
Well, Mark Ingram loves working in a 1-2 punch system.
He does. That's
Look
where
at when he was on the
succeeded.
Saints. Him and Alvin Kamara. Then on the Ravens this past year, him and J.K. Dobbins.
Mhm.
Now we're going to see him
J.K.
with David
Dobbins.
Johnson. But the interesting
Don't
thing
get me
about this
carried
is,
away there.
in running back years, Mark Ingram and David Johnson are both old as goddamn dirt.
Yeah, they are, and it's going to be interesting to see who
I bet that
leads
enticed
that
him, though.
backfield now.
I bet that enticed Mark Ingram. Hey, I'm not going to be the solidified running back 1 because David Johnson is, but David Johnson because of age and history of
Big
injuries.
truce.
Yeah, big trust, dude. I think, Mark Ingram could, especially, we haven't really talked about fantasy value because we're so far away from fantasy season.
Yeah.
I might take a late round flyer on Mark Ingram.
Yeah, I don't see why
And
not.
nobody's going to stop me. And I'm going to feel really good about
we
it.
didn't see what he could do last season. He wasn't very involved.
No.
For some reason, J.K. Dobbins kind of just took over that role at the end of the season.
Can't even get mad about it either. He
No,
looked
he
good.
performed so well,
And when
so
the
well.
Ravens drafted him, I said, wow, what a steal. They have a great running back.
Another guy I had wanted the Steelers to draft last season, and they passed on him. That was tough. And also, Mark Ingram is going to be reuniting with David Culley, who's the new head coach of the Houston Texans. So maybe that had to, gave him a little reason to go to Houston.
Yeah, he knew he's the wide receiver coach.
Yeah,
for the
he was a
Ravens,
former wide receiver coach for them. So I don't know, maybe he has a little connection with that and felt comfortable going to Houston, even with this huge rebuild going to be coming up.
I can only imagine as a player for a team, when you see one of the coaches go to a new team, and you're like, wow, like that's one of the guys, like I kind of put above myself. Even though, he's a running back and he's a wide receivers coach, I'm sure they had some sort of repertoire that they had.
They
Say,
must have.
wow, I saw him go down there, maybe he did chat with him a little bit and heard about it and said, all right, yeah, especially $3 million for 1 year. That's good.
Da-na-na, da-na-na.
More breaking news. I mean, this has been a busy Sunday. We're recording this on Sunday,
active here
guys.
today.
This is 3/14. This is Pie Day. We're going to celebrate with a pizza pie after this.
nice
You guys will
slice of
probably be
pizza.
hearing this on Monday or Tuesday. All right, closer to getting your stimulus check if you haven't gotten it yet. But we just got
right.
more breaking news.
Breaking news, baby. Point for me.
Point for Rogo.
Drew
We are
Brees.
tied up on the funnel board.
Drew Brees has announced his retirement.
And Rogo beat me on that one. He gets a point towards the funnel board.
Yep.
First person to get 10 marks.
That's right.
The other person has to funnel a beer of the other guy's choice.
Can't wait.
We are tied neck and neck.
Might
It
take a little while.
Might take a little while.
Maybe.
We might have to find ways to speed up the process, and I'm going to make it so that I get the points easier. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
I don't want to funnel the beer, but I will if I have to.
I don't think so.
I just think it would be more entertaining.
I'm winning this.
It'd be more entertaining to make Rogo funnel one of his precious sour IPAs.
Oof.
I don't even know if I can make you do that. That'd kind of be a little rough.
Well, guess what I'm going to get you?
A
Some
Four
Steel
Loko?
Reserve.
Oh, man.
Oh, the
A
worst.
tall boy and all, huh?
Oh, the tall boy.
Oh, you're sick. You're a sick
You'll be
bastard. But
puking
yes,
after that
you heard us right. Drew Brees is officially retired.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Crazy.
Goodbye.
Great career, Drew Brees.
Hey,
but
he
it's
won
time
he won
for
the
a new
rigged Super
face
Bowl in
New
2009.
Orleans.
Congrats.
He did. He got his one Super Bowl.
But all-time great.
Yeah.
He owns a ton of records.
And thank
He
you
was
for retiring, Drew.
First quarterback to have multiple 5,000-yard seasons. He might still be the only one to have multiple 5,000-yard seasons. I don't know. I'm just coming up with that off the top of my head. But, hey,
Yeah, we don't have
He
the
did it.
backup info on that, but
he did it.
I trust your knowledge and your judgment.
I mean, hey, 'cause I remember there's a short list of people who've thrown over 5,000 yards. I
Of
believe
course.
Dan Marino, Brady, Stafford,
Really?
yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
Already, huh?
and Drew Brees. And
Okay.
Drew Brees definitely has multiple. I think he's the only one to have multiple 5,000 yards passing seasons.
Sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, Drew Brees. That's big news.
Huge news. So we've announced 2 breaking news today.
And we also have, how about this? But now that opens up a whole new door of questions that we need to talk about right now.
Yeah, let's talk.
Jameis Winston was only under contract for 1 year with the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Needs to resign, right? They need to say to him,
They brought him in
They have
to
no
be
money.
around.
They
Why
have-
would they just let him go?
they brought him in for a year, then didn't start him when Drew Brees was injured. They let freaking Taysom Hill, the gadget playing tight end, wide
Yeah.
receiver, running back, punt
Right.
returner,
I think
punter, kicker,
I
kick
think,
return. No, I'm just kidding. But
I
they let
think
this guy start.
Yeah, I think if Jameis Winston is able to re-sign with the Saints, they will actually. I think he's gonna be the starter.
And he should be.
Yeah.
What do you predict they go with him as a starter? In
The
the current NFC
I
South.
do, but there's gonna be. If he were to resign, I do like him as the starter, but there's obviously going to be Taysom Hill involved. They're not just going to go away from Taysom Hill.
And that would be smart, especially if they're already paying Taysom Hill a ton of money.
Yeah.
They're going to have
Not
to
sure
throw
what
him
that
in
is,
as
but-
much as they can, but they shouldn't have to do what they did this year, where they felt obligated
Mhm.
to make him the starter when Drew Brees was out.
Yeah.
And I'll tell
Totally.
you what, to Drew Brees, I'm giving you my crack of the day. I almost said rest in peace. You're not dead. Rest in
Oh.
peace, your career.
Congratulations, Drew Brees.
Congratulations,
We
Drew
toast to
Brees.
you on Takes from the Basement.
You're a good man, good player. It's sad to see you go.
He is.
We're getting old,
Great
man.
guy.
A lot of the players we grew up watching are slowly, reaching the end of their careers. Except Tom Brady. He'll be playing by the time we have grandkids.
Oh, God. Can we just stop talking about Tom Brady on today's
all right,
show?
I'll talk about my other guy, Brett Favre. He'll be back. Brett Favre will be back at some point. Just kidding.
Let's not get carried away, kid.
So Jameis Winston, are you coming back? Are you not? We're gonna keep that on file. We're waiting to find out what the Saints are gonna do at quarterback.
And Drew Brees, man, he kind of waited for this decision. I think he should have announced it sooner. I mean, it is good that he did it before free agency kicks off.
True, yeah, that was responsible of him and thoughtful of him. But how hard it's got to be to just quit the job you love.
Yeah.
When you've been so close to getting to the goal year after year after year.
It was not easy for him. No.
Yeah, it's not like he's been on these rebuild teams. He's been very close to the Super Bowl the past few years.
On to another note, you know what was easy? The Patriots' decision to bring back Cam Newton.
I couldn't even imagine that could be easy. Cam Newton is terrible. He's dog water. He's garbage.
Listen here, give the guy a little bit of credit. He had a lot of stuff going on last season. He battled COVID early on. He obviously had limited weapons to toy with. And Cam Newton, yeah, we know he wasn't able to throw the touchdown ball last season. But hey, let's get this guy some weapons, and we'll see how he improves.
Yeah, you know what? Let's get them all the weapons in the world. Let's spend their number 2 for cap space. Let's use all that money to get Cam Newton weapons. But hey, guess what?
2 or 3, it's one of those.
You give a blind guy a Cadillac, doesn't mean he's going to know how to drive it. So yeah, let's get Cam Newton all the weapons in the world. Hey, you know what? Maybe he could prove me wrong. He's never proved me wrong in the past. Even the year he was the MVP, I gave him a lot of credit. I said, okay. I remember that postseason, I said to a bunch of friends who were coming at my neck, I said, wait till he plays a real defense.
Yeah.
He did.
Well, you know what? Cam Newton is going to get one more chance to prove he belongs in the NFL.
I don't hope for anybody's downfall. I hope Cam Newton proves me wrong. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend like he's some great quarterback who's going to lead the Patriots to their typical winning ways.
And there's no guarantee he is the starter next season. They signed him to a $5 million deal, which could go up to $14 million if he achieves a bunch of Pro Bowl and playoff incentives.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So we don't know how far along the lines he's going to get that money up to, but Cam Newton is back. New England has no option currently at the position, so they brought him back, and they may look still possibly in the draft to get a quarterback, or I would say either in the draft, and I don't think they're going to sign another QB now that they got him. I think they'll make a big splash in this draft because Cam Newton isn't the long-term answer, but right now, Cam Newton,
he's a right now answer.
Prove all the doubters wrong this season. You're going to give it your all. This team is already making moves. They brought in Trent Brown back from the Raiders to help protect that offensive line. Cam Newton, we wish you the best. I wish you the best.
I don't not wish you the best, Cam Newton. I hope you do good. I hope you can prove me wrong.
Yeah, man. Cam Newton. Great fighter. Let's talk about Russell Wilson now, Noah.
Russell Wilson. Man, don't you just love giving everybody these Russell Wilson updates every week?
Every week. Just like Tom Brady.
Slowly escalating. It's like watching paint dry. What's going to happen with Russell Wilson?
Russell Wilson.
Russell boy. Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson.
What
man.
are you going to do, buddy?
I mean, now we just keep hearing more and more about him potentially going to the Chicago Bears.
Right.
Oh, man. It's when the day finally comes, it won't be soon enough, man. Let's just get it over with. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. Chicago wants their long-term answer at the quarterback. Prior to Carson Wentz being traded and Ben Roethlisberger re-upping with the Steelers, they were in on all those guys to be the quarterback of their team.
And you know what I saw today? They already said they want Mitch Trubisky to walk.
Yeah,
go
of course.
Part their separate ways. They're ready to go all in on Russell Wilson. That's the only thing I see.
Yeah, they're going to offer the biggest deal they can possibly offer. There's even talks that Allen Robinson might have to go in this deal.
How hilarious would that be? Because I was thinking about that. When we were talking to go back to Allen Robinson, we were talking about earlier, they franchise tagged him. He's shown unhappiness, did not like that.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to play with a good quarterback. How funny would it be if he's involved in a trade to get a good quarterback for Chicago? It would be disrespectful, but very entertaining.
It would
and
make no
hilarious.
sense because you re-sign Allen Robinson, and obviously he wants a better quarterback to play with. If he goes in this trade to acquire Russell Wilson, you're kind of eliminating that number one receiver on the Bears.
Agreed.
And, who knows, like, what will happen, but, like, that is just insane to think about. They're obviously got the draft capital to trade over. But you know what? There's also another factor in this, and that's Russell Wilson will have a $39 million cap hit if he were to be traded from Seattle.
Wow.
That's huge.
Now, I don't know how this stuff works. Is he able to negotiate that if he were to get traded?
I believe there's probably ways to work around.
Because if he really wants to get traded, he might say to the new team, hey, like, don't worry, like, don't do anything drastic yet.
Right.
We can work something out where you take maybe a few million away right now and give it to me towards the end of the contract that I've already signed to that you're acquiring.
Yeah. And actually, I think it's smart on Russell Wilson's part to get out of his division. It's the toughest division in the NFL. You know, we know what Russell Wilson has done in the past. He's a great football player. But you know what? He's getting older, and get out of that division. You're going to the
NFC North.
NFC North.
Where Aaron Rodgers is
If he
aging,
were to
Kirk
go
Cousins
there-
doesn't have an offensive line, and the Lions just got Jared Goff.
He's going to have the keys to the car.
If you give Russell Wilson the keys to the Chicago car, guess what you're going to see? You're going to see playoffs.
Oh, yeah. Big
Matt
time.
Nagy's-
Possibly Super
Matt
Bowl.
Nagy, he gets a lot of flack from especially Chicago sports fans, but he knows how to get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And, you know, he has done some sketchy things, putting a lot of blame on Mitch Trubisky and this and that, and I get it. That's not a great look. But he's not going to be able to put blame on Russell Wilson if things go wrong.
No way.
No way.
No way. All right, moving on. We are going to talk about the NFL draft coming up.
It's coming up. And we got some new updates about that regarding the COVID restrictions.
Yeah, I believe they're looking to get all general managers together and player personnel possibly. Obviously, following COVID precautions, there's talks about this being a thing. And obviously last year, it was freaking boring to watch. All these guys sitting home, just barely hugging their families. That's not the NFL draft we love to see. We like seeing those guys walk across that stage, Noah.
I don't know. I kind of like the change of scenery. I mean, for one thing, we got to see Roger Goodell downstairs in his man cave with cameras set up like he was streaming himself playing some Call of Duty on Twitch. I thought that was kind of cool. I kind of thought it was cool to see coaches and general managers in their own respective houses and their man caves or home offices, what have you, doing that. I thought that aspect was cool, although I do feel for the players who are getting drafted who, you know, they didn't get to have that moment where they walk across, hold up the jersey, get the team hat on, shake Roger Goodell's hand. I could totally understand.
We need to get back to normality here.
We do need to get back to normality.
And we're taking slow steps.
Slow steps.
Smart move by the NFL for considering this.
Yeah.
And I hope it happens and they make the best of this draft.
Hey, they were able to play a whole season through the COVID era.
Yeah.
A whole season.
Incredible.
There was a lot of, obviously, things you don't like to see, a lot of games being delayed, postponed. It wasn't pretty, but for the most part, it kind of was pretty. They got it done.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with all of that. But, Noah, let's make a plan to get together for this NFL draft.
What do you mean? We already are planning on doing that. We're going to bring you a live stream right to you. We're gonna
spicy live stream, huh?
We're going to be with you for we want to do every round? I mean, I'm going to be here.
I don't know about every round, but
I'm going to be here for the
first
round.
Come
on. And, you know,
on.
we're going to have our guy, Ethan.
Yes,
Ethan
he's
Magner.
coming on next week.
We're going to have him on. We're going to introduce you guys to one of our most handsome friends, too. We're going to have him on next week. He's our draft guy. He's a guru. Where is he right now? He's probably doing a mock draft. That's why he's not here right now.
Getting all that
we didn't
info
want him
ready
on
for
today.
y'all.
We got him on next week. You guys are going to get to meet him, hear a little bit of his predictions, his top player rankings for specific positions at the moment, you know.
Sweet,
he could go all day giving you his top for every position.
Can't wait to compare his results to the actual NFL draft.
Yeah. Hey, who knows? This could land him an analyst job. You never know.
Hey, wish him all the best.
Mel Kiper Magri,
My
I
boy.
call him.
Yeah. So we are now moving on to Pick a Bone, which
Pick
we
a
have.
bone segment. This week we have to pick a bone with us. Nobody.
What
Everybody's shook. Nobody has a bone to pick? Come on.
Shaking my head, guys.
Hey, Rogo said
Where's
some
all our
dumb
fans out
shit
there?
last week, but I know I said some dumb shit too, and I thought,
All the time, but
I
hey.
thought maybe some people would be a little enticed by it, get ready to come at us, come at us with both barrels.
Where were all the listeners when we need them the most?
I'm kind of ashamed that nobody was willing to talk shit to us.
Me too.
Oh,
Makes
well.
for a boring segment.
Hey, you know what? Maybe next week we'll have something, but honestly, you guys are a bunch of bitches right now, so kind of chill with that. Just kidding. We love our listeners, but
Yeah.
come on.
Thank you all. But hopefully next week we have a pick a bone for everybody.
Somebody pick a bone with him saying
Yeah.
Cam Newton is some good
Pick a
quarterback.
freaking bone with
Pick
me.
a
We'll
bone
talk
with him,
about it.
Cam
I have
Newton.
all the confidence in the world to back my reasoning. So come at me, bro.
Please, somebody. You could take all the time you need to research too. Send this dude an essay. I'll fucking read the essay on the pod next week, and then we can have a reaction to it. Pick a bone, god dang it.
Pick a bone.
And you know what? Another thing that I would really like to do. We were talking about this last week.
Yeah.
We were talking about opening up some packs of cards. We were talking about the Tom Brady card that went for a lot of money.
Yeah. That
137 mil, I believe the number was a Tom Brady.
It was
rookie
up there.
card.
Yeah.
Man, ever since last week's episode, Rogo, all I've been thinking about was getting my hands on a pack of cards.
And we are getting closer to that time, though.
I think we talked and we had some talks before this episode. Yeah. We are planning on doing a box break, at least one.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with it, but we are excited and we can't wait to show you guys what we have.
Yeah, and honestly,
hopefully we get some bangers in there.
And doing these box breaks, I mean, my idea is to give more incentive to the viewers. I'm thinking about we do some giveaways with some of the hits we get from these boxes. We're not going to be going to Walmart and getting some cheap Tops boxes with no hits. We're trying to give away bangers to you guys.
Yeah, man. Come support us.
Jersey cards, numbered cards, parallels. I mean,
let's give it all away, Nala.
I just want to open them. Oh, my goodness.
Oof.
And we could definitely do some giveaways. I think
fiending.
that'd be a lot of fun for a lot of people. So, let us know in the comments if that's something you guys would like to see.
Yep.
We're planning on doing it regardless, but please, we want to hear some feedback on that. Let us know what boxes in particular you guys might want to see us open up.
Yeah.
That could help us get somewhere.
We'll take all the info and whatever you guys think you want to see, let us know.
Yeah.
And that brings me back to our actual giveaway.
The giveaway.
We are so close. We are at 88 subscribers for this giveaway.
At this moment, yes.
And if you watched my previous video, I gave you everything you need to know to be entered into this giveaway.
He gave you the keys to the car.
But you know what? I'm going to remind these guys because I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, you're all right.
I want to give them all the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they were busy over the week. They didn't hear my episode. But you know what? Here it is for everybody. So there's 4 things you need to do to get in our giveaway.
That's a chore list.
There is, obviously, you need to be subscribed to our YouTube, I mentioned. You need to like and comment your favorite NFL team on that video that I recorded. And you also need to follow our Instagram.
Boom. That's actually not that hard.
Not too hard at all, no.
When you said 4 things, I was a little intimidated. I was like, 4 things we got to do, but that's not
I'm not asking a whole lot, am I?
No.
Somebody's going to walk away happy with an NFL jersey.
I'll tell you what, too. I looked at the comment section before this video. I loved seeing the variety of people's favorite teams. I thought that was pretty cool.
I love the interaction. We need more of it.
Yeah.
Please, guys.
I love seeing the variety. We saw some Eagles, some Patriots, no Patriots, actually. No Patriots. I don't think.
There might have been one Patriots. Eric Hosman, I believe.
Shout out Eric Hosman. My bad. That's my left center fielder from last year's softball season.
Oh, I'll miss him on my team.
Before the breakup.
Yeah.
But now a new rivalry begins.
But yeah,
League.
There's still time to get into this giveaway.
Yeah, still time.
And
get in before it's too late because we're going to be getting to it soon.
If you don't have an Instagram account, which I understand some people don't, they've come up to me asking, I don't have an Instagram. What can I do? I said, you know what? Just get me another subscriber for our YouTube. It'll help us. and we'll even get closer to that giveaway, adding subscribers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
That's totally fair.
This is just us reaching out to our great, our fans in our community.
We're just trying to grow.
We want to help you, and get you that NFL jersey. You'll be all ready for the season. One of you lucky winners.
And we won't just pick the jersey. We'll let you have a hand in that too. Because say you're a diehard Eagles fan, but you already got a Miles Sanders jersey. We'll let you. I shouldn't have picked the Eagles. I don't think anybody in the Eagles is good. But that's okay. Kevin St. Angelo, shout out to you.
All right. Yeah, I think that's going to about wrap us up for today's episode, Noah.
Man, what a bummer. I was having a good-ass time talking football with my boy. Thanks from the basement, guys.
Brandon Rogozinski signing off.
Noah Mascio. We'll see you same time next week.
We say thank you from the basement.
Thanks from the basement. That's a wrap.
Thank you for tuning in to Takes from the Basement with Brandon Rogozinski and Noah Mascio. See you next week.